Hello everyone, how you all doing? Philip here, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about Vainglory's update 4.7. It just came out a couple of hours ago. I've been a bit away from Vainglory, but I recently came back. I went away for like 3 months or something like that. I'm playing some games again, and now this update rolled out, and I'm curious how it affects the current meta. So I'm just going over the changes and gonna give you guys some of my comments. Hopefully they will still be relevant even though I've been away for a couple of months. I don't think the meta has changed that much throughout the days. So apparently Batiste got a buff. His bad mojo got a projectile speed update. That seems okay. Batiste wasn't like an A tier hero. He was getting a bit forgotten as far as I could tell. Ishtar got a nerf, which is worthy. She seemed quite broken. Everyone was banning her or playing her. So her perk diminished the crystal damage overall. Her A's also diminished crystal damage. Her B's also diminished crystal damage. Same target damage scaling becomes lower. Ascension cooldown increased. So yeah, so a nerf overall, pretty much. I don't know why they keep releasing broken heroes. Why don't they tune them before releasing? But I guess they want to hype the hero, so I guess that's why you always end up with a new hero getting permabanned. Jewel got a little bit of a nerf. Her heavy plating got reduced. I think that's good. Jewel was still quite broken, quite OP. So this makes her a little more next to the other junglers and laners. Kinetic got a little bit of a buff. I think that's okay. It's not that much. Tracer shot stack duration increased a little bit. Weapon power damage ratio increased a little bit. And the plasma driver costs a little less. I don't particularly like a full build Kinetic. I think she's way too oppressive. I think this update, this buff, will put her back into that shape where she can easily 1v3 a lot of people if she snowballs early game. So I think this is a bit dangerous, but she had been a bit forgotten with the other heroes that have been come out, so this might put her back into the meta. Koshka seems to also have gotten a buff, a pretty decent one. Small speed boost, increased barrier, and the barrier generator per hero also increased. So if you hit like 3 heroes, you get a huge barrier. If you only hit 1 hero, you get a smaller one, and it depends on how much stuff you hit. That's pretty good. You've been having a lot of more assassin heroes with Miho and Leo and stuff like that. So I think it's nice that Koshka gets a little buff and gets back into action. I'm a Koshka fan, so I love to see her getting a little more love. Lance got a little bit of a buff, not that much, just a little tweak. Leo got a change. Leo still provides to be a menace. We're reverting his base attacks back to bruiser territory while also lowering the damage on his lion's might. So now he has to choose between high crowd control or damage. So they were a bit worried that he was doing both, like crowd controlling and then doing a lot of damage. So now you have to pick between both. And armor base and scaling went down. Shield base and scaling went down. Lion's Might Jet Cyclone went down a lot for the weapon damage. Lion's Might Crushing Strike, his other option, went... Well, it changed. The damage amplification is changed, but overall, if you maximize it, it's still a buff. So yeah, interesting changes. I haven't played much Leo, so I don't know how much this affects it. Please let me know in the comments below if you have some insights on that. Finn got a little bit of a change. He has more base energy. I don't think I can agree with this because, yes, Finn uses a lot of energy. I agree with that part, but he's also been doing a lot more damage with his attacks. And I guess that happened when they wanted to level him up when Sandfang was released. Sandfang was so oppressive, so they had to like rebalance all of the, or a little of the support role, captain role picks, heroes out there. And Finn got a bit of a buff on his A and B because of that. And so he's doing a lot of damage and he's still very tanky. So with more energy, I think he will be able to do a lot more attacks with his quibble. So I'm not sure if this change was really needed, but I guess we'll have to see how it plays out in the meta. Still, the main heroes on support role seem to be Catherine, by reasons that I don't quite understand. I guess they buffed her at some point and I wasn't paying attention. Everyone seems to be picking or banning her. If anyone can explain to me the reason for this, please put it on the comments below. Arden is also still quite high-picked. Churnwalker, of course. Lorelei is also quite interesting. Grace and then Lance share like a lower tier there. But I mean, Finn is usually not on this top tier list of support roles. So it's nice that he got some love in that regard. Might bring him back to the meta, but we'll have to see how things change. Rhyme got a little bit of a buff. That's interesting to see, especially for 5 versus 5. We're gonna be able to see a little bit more Rhyme there. On 3 versus 3, he's still gonna be very oppressive, I reckon. So 45 life duration is slightly longer. 45 life generation versus heroes is slightly higher. Travel time reduced is very lower, so Winter Spire or A reaches its destination a lot faster, well, a few milliseconds faster. And his ultimate just has more power ratio. I think this overall is pretty decent. Update, a little buff on Rhyme. Reza got also a buff. 45 life gain on his ultimate. That's I don't know. I don't think I can agree with that. Reza has always been a little bit broken, especially if he snowballs early on. And with Stormcrown meta, he even got a little more broken because he has more cooldown. He can use his stuff more often, and so I don't know. I don't know if giving him more life gain will help that scenario. I mean, he's gonna dive, but I guess this is more like comparing to the new characters like Miho and Leo. They can dive under the turrets a lot more. At least I've seen people doing that a lot more and getting away with it than you would see Reza do that. So I guess this is kind of a buff to level them up a little bit and make sure that Reza still has a place in like the top assassins options. And then Warhawk base level lowered, crystal power damage ratio lowered, rocket ride takes longer, and vacuum grenade also takes longer. So overall nerf to Warhawk. It was also on 5 vs 5 was one of the pick or ban kind of heroes, so I guess it makes sense. I haven't played that much Warhawk to tell you how much this will affect his gameplay. I only played him like 2 or 3 times. I didn't really connect with me. I like to play Baron a lot, and Warhawk seemed like a variation on Baron, but not quite doing as much damage, or at least I couldn't do proper builds for him. So we'll have to see how this works out. Do you think Warhawk will still be viable? Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Items changes. Spellfire got some damage over time. Crystal power ratio decrease, like almost half decrease. Well, the justification is all right. I think we will still see a lot of Spellfire though. It got nerfed a few times before, and then they buff it up again, and then they nerf it back down again. Trying to find like a sweet spot. But the main idea from what I heard from a few updates back is that they wanted to make sure that all the items have like a special niche application and you don't go to them by default because random things. And apparently Spellfires, if you want to counter healing or barriers from your opponents, that's what the mortal wounds are for, and not have like an extra advantage if you are 1-to-1. So yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to play a few games, see how this works out on the different heroes. But overall, an interesting change. And then some talents that I don't really care about. Mio Shumpo Legendary got decreased. Okay, whatever. So yeah, that's it for this video. I hope it was useful for you guys. At least it helped me get a bit back into the meta of what heroes are, where the heroes are at in terms of tier lists. Not sure if I'm gonna do any other follow-up videos on Vainglory, like top tiers for position or stuff like that, but we'll see. So don't forget to like and subscribe, all that jazz. Put your comments below what you think about the changes that happen. See you next time. Bye bye everyone. Take care.